Hola, buenas, estamos en Senro 4, vamos a continuar. Antes de empezar, he ido hecho un vistazo a las armas y me he dado cuenta que aquí en escopetas tenía el golpeador, que en principio, digo, no me llama la atención, no sé qué es esto. Y al mirar la skin he encontrado esto, a mi ametralladora pesada Reynolds, y me ha acordado que esta es la que revienta. Este arma revienta más no poder, así que vamos a coger la... revienta mejorada. He hecho una actividad más. Esta de aquí que no la tenía en oro. Para que me den la mejora de... del super salto. Planeo de distancia, ¿de acuerdo? Me está mucho que comencé a planear. Vamos a pillar el escudo de fuerza. Me ha salido una nueva. No, esta no la conocía. Supresión, recuperación de poderes. Y tiene varias mejoras, por cierto. A ver. Pues no las conocía yo. Pues estas no era... no sé yo que existían siquiera, ¿eh? En principio ya no debería haber más mejoras de nada, excepto el tornado de carrera. Tornado que no me interesa, super salto está todo. Muerte del cielo está todo, escudo de fuerza está todo, vale. Mejoras, vamos a coger lo de escopeta. Munición de escopeta y ya está, es que no queda nada más. Tengo mejoras de salud y de daño por pillar todavía, pero no lo voy a pillar, no las voy a pillar todavía porque quiero mejorar este arma. Con este arma vamos a reventar. Cadencia de fuego. Me va a llegar... Justito. Bueno, la mejora no sirve para nada. Te da más puntos de experiencia. O más P. P no era dinero, o P son puntos de experiencia. Yo creo que son puntos de experiencia. A ver, eso lo podemos averiguar rápido. Vale. Recompensa. No, P son puntos de experiencia, creo. Esto es una burrada, ¿vale? Tranquilo, sí. Vale, vamos a hacer las... No te he dado realmente, pero bueno. ¿Qué hacemos? ¿La misión de lealtad o nos hacemos los audios? ¿Qué decís? Misión de lealtad, no, para mañana. Para mañana. Vamos a hacer los audios. Vale, audios. Vamos a empezar, de hecho, por aquí. Me estoy bebiendo un sucedáneo de cerveza llamado Cruz Campo. Realmente es muy mala. Vale, cuando hemos llegado a una, marcamos la siguiente.
Why did we work with Matt Miller? Did everyone forget what he did to me back before I joined the Saints? I mean, come on! He set me up to be fired from the FBI and got all my ideas completely discredited just because they think I'm into kink? The truth of that aside, he ruined my life and now he's a good guy? This just isn't fair!
No voy a hacer muchos comentarios. Básicamente a Matt Miller le jodió la carrera en el FBI a 15.
First, I told the FBI. Then I told the Saints. Then I told the president and the entire Secret Service, and still they wouldn't listen. Now here we are, abducted by aliens and trapped in technology far beyond what we had on Earth. You know, if I'd only got the budget for my planetary defense system, we wouldn't be stuck up here dealing with the Zin. I mean, it would only have cost $3.1 billion. Hey, I tried to warn the military, but they didn't want to listen to the press secretary.
Quincy se lo veía venir, pero así pues no hicieron nada.
Oleg is one of the best things that ever happened to me, and right now it feels like the worst. I'm up here trying to save us from captivity and psychological torture, and all I can think about is him. He's the only one who ever truly understood what I was saying. I never thought I'd meet someone with an intelligence nearly matching my own who made me feel like I wasn't constantly missing something in my life. Now I am. Now I miss him.
Oleg solo ha salido en un par de escenas en este juego y es el tío que es gigantesco y es una bestia parda. Pero aún así no es un gigante idiota. Es un tío cuya inteligencia está a la par que la de 15.
Boss was a lot more hardcore back in the day. Managed to pull the Saints back from the grave. Didn't take any shit from anyone, especially the Brotherhood, the Ronin, or the Sons of Solomon. Hell, anyone that got in the way lost everything they had. Not just their life. Still, it's too bad what happened to Carlos, though. He was a good kid.
Carlos era uno de los Saints y murió en el 3, supongo, no lo sé. Hay mucha historia de los Saints que no sé.
Shonda and I had a relationship. I came up with all the ideas. She got all the credit. Never seemed fair. I guess it worked out in the end, though. With me being an international celebrity and all.
Tonto, A ver. Vamos a marcar. Vamos a hacer la de Benjamin King. Vamos por aquí. Benjamin King, bajamos por aquí. Luego volvemos, hacemos las de Chaundi. Vale, sí. Bueno. Ah, esto está aquí dentro.
Okay, maybe it didn't all work out the way I planned. You know, Shonda got a TV show and every guy in the world wanted her. I was doing commercials and barely getting my music off the ground. But still, now I'm the Deputy Chief of Staff of the President of the United States, so that's gotta count for something. Though I don't think the approval ratings are gonna much matter anymore.
No, ahora no importa mucho el título de jefe de prensa o lo que sea.
I built, I watched,
No.
and then I acted. That's how I brought the Vice Kings up to be one of the strongest crews in Stillwater. Only problem was my lieutenants didn't have the same patience. That bitch Tanya drove a wedge between Tony and Warren. Then she convinced Warren to try and take me out, only to stab him in the back and take it all for herself. I may have lost the Vice Kings, but killing her almost made it worth the trouble. Good thing the player was there to help.
Váyame. Aquí abajo. Que todavía me equivoqué y las cogí. Así que me acuerdo. Lo tengo más o menos fresquito. A ver, esto es entonces aquí.
After the fall of the Vice Kings, I figured it was time to get out of the game. Living the life I had, I didn't want all that experience to go to waste. Figured a book would allow me to work out my demons and show the world what the game took from me. Didn't know it'd take off so well. Shit, if I had known back then what I do now, probably would have gone legit sooner.
Legit, bueno. Vamos a pillar por aquí, y luego subimos, venga.
I always knew the Saints were ambitious, but I never thought I'd see them end up in the White House. And when the player called me saying how they couldn't do it without me, how could I say no? Thought maybe I was in line for vice president, but I guess Keith beat me to it. Still, being the president chief of staff certainly had its perks. Not bad for a kid from Sunnyvale Gardens.
Ok. Voy a marcar ese mejor.
From an early age, my father instilled a pride and patriotism in me that carried me far in life. I dedicated myself to serving the crown. I don't regret it, though it's not been without its challenges. One of those challenges was working with the Saints in taking down Cyrus Temple.
Vale, tampoco ha dicho mucha
When
cosa.
Matt Miller came on as my field coordinator, he had a lot of opinions about the 3rd Street Saints. I've always liked Matt, but I admit he's easily wounded and a bit tetchy when it comes to past offenses. Still, he managed to set some low expectations for that first mission with the Saints.
Importante aquí que dice que Matt siempre le ha gustado. No dice sentimentalmente, pero le gusta. Le cae bien, por lo menos.
I'm a creature of habit. structure, which doesn't fit well with the Saints' MO. They have their way of doing things, and at times, I have no idea what they're thinking, or if their infatuation with those god-awful freckle bitches' hamburgers. But when it comes down to it, they get things done. That's impressive, and I'm not easily impressed.
No, este y luego pillamos los de Maero.
The moment I walked into that underground shithole the crew was setting up in, I knew it all had potential. So the Saints had been out of the game a while. So what? We had the boss and we had Johnny Gat. What more did we need? I knew I was a little rough around the edges, but I was willing to learn. Then the boss goes and throws me the Sons of Samdi. Now that was a drag.
Forget the pickles.
No atropelles. Marcamos este.
I should have known dating that asshole was gonna end badly. Veteran child. What kind of name is that anyway? Sure, he had hookups for some of the best drugs in Stillwater, but that's no excuse. And he comes and tries to kill me? Whatever. He didn't have a chance against the boss. I tried to warn him, but he never listened to me. Only the boss really did.
Vale, vamos a por los de Maero.
Damn, we had some good parties after all that. Then again, I knew how to have a good time. A little lower dust, some beer bongs, some hacky sack, and bam! Instant party. We all needed the distraction after taking over Ultor. And distractions are what I do best. I mean, what did any of us know about running a multi-billion-dollar company after all? Though a few hits off the light bulb later, we didn't really care.
Vamos a marcar este. No sé si está marcado. Sí está marcado, vale.
When I heard the Saints were back in Stillwater, I figured it couldn't hurt to have a little more muscle on the Brotherhood side. 2080 was a fair split for a bunch of has-beens from the row. After all, we were the strongest crew in the city. What do we have to fear from them? If their leader wasn't such a greedy asshole, maybe things wouldn't have escalated like they did. After what the Saints did to my face, they had to expect a little payback. Carlos was an easy target and hurt their boss the most. But Jessica, I was going too far. Then Vogel rips off my shipment after letting my crew get killed. And I wasn't about to let the Brotherhood go down because of some prick in a suit.
Vale, vamos a por los de Matt Miller. El último de Maero y vamos por Matt Miller.
Saint dead to rights. I mean, they couldn't kill me in my own home. What chance did they have to survive my trap? I had a perfect setup. Even used the truck that killed Jessica for a little poetic justice, but it didn't matter. I lost. Fucking Saints.
Fucking Saints. Vale, aquí, márcame ese. ¿Dónde está el de Matt? Aquí.
I'd say it's a tough world for someone to live in, but I'd be lying. Well, if they were the god of the cyber world like I was, that is. Put me in front of the latest technology and there wasn't anything I couldn't do. Even the FBI couldn't stop me. Believe me, they tried. Kinsey Kensington came close, but a few additions to her file and some photos, and even she couldn't come close to crashing my fun. Probably why I was recruited into the syndicate in the first place.
Vale.
Working for the syndicate was a great job. That is until Philippe Laurent died, because Kilbane was one scary psychopath. I mean, I watched him kill Kiki right in front of me, and right in front of her own sister. So I went after the Saints instead. Wrong choice on my part. But they let me live. And surprisingly, so did Kilbane. Only option then was to leave the country and hide.
Y se fue a Reino Unido y se unió al MI6.
How was I supposed to know that MI6 would end up offering me asylum just so they could pair me up with one of their operatives? I mean, Nasha and I got along great, but now I had to work with the government instead of against it. Not usually my cup of tea. Still, I guess it's better than being hunted down by the Saints or Kilbane. I just have to keep myself from pissing off a trained killer is all.
Ha dicho Sacha, pero no Sacha, es Hacha. Hacha Odegaard se llama, ¿no? Vale, Kate David. Vamos a marcar los dos.
I'm not the first actor to move into politics, but I'm one of the better ones. Theater, film, television, animation, commercials. Shit, I've even done video games. Though video games aren't exactly renowned for their storytelling. Still, I'd conquered acting. By the time I got the call from the Saints, I was ready for something new. Spaghetti.
Vale, aquí hay otro. Aquí abajo, ¿no? Sí.
How did I go from award-winning actor to Vice President of the United States? Hell if I know. But when the head of the Saints calls you up and makes you an offer, well, it's something you consider. I liked the idea of being a statesman, having my name in the history books. It's a hell of a dream. Plus, I look good in the suit. I'd look even better on money.
No sé por qué aquí hay este eco. Justo en esta esquina, pero bueno. Vale. Tania, Chaundi, bajamos, Philip y Gat.
Zinyak
Perdón, vamos a marcar este.
the stool out from under my political aspiration when he and his armada showed up. One of the worst things you can do is piss off America. Now, I don't necessarily agree with how the president is handling these things. Seems there must be a better way. I'm not saying I'd do better, but shit, maybe that's exactly what I'm saying. If I had the chance, anyway.
Básicamente se pensaba que podía ser lo mejor que el presidente y la traición y ya está.
Putting me in charge of the brothels was the best idea King ever had. There's no way anyone else in Stillwater would have been able to control the girls the way I did. It brought in the money, it brought in the clients, and it would have been the backbone of the Vice Kings if Gat and all the Saints hadn't ruined it all.
Tania.
King never had the control he thought he did over the Vice Kings. It was all me and Warren keeping things running. Well, mostly me. Warren's ego got just as big as Benjamin's in the end. He thought the two of us would rule the city. Guess he didn't know me like he thought he did.
Vale, después de esta vamos al de Chaundi. Está aquí arriba.
Warren, Tony, Alderman Hughes. I had them all wrapped around my finger. They would have died for me. Come to think of it, I guess they did.
Creo que da igual en qué orden los pilles. Primero va un audio, luego va otro y luego va otro. Porque los de Kinsey recuerdo que no los cogí de otra manera. Y el de Oleg siempre era el tercero. Y aquí igual. Lo acaba de decir, yo lo hice al revés, de sur a norte y ahora de norte a sur. Y el orden de los audios es el mismo. Lo estaba pensando hace un rato, pero no estaba seguro. Ya lo puedo confirmar. ¿Dónde está esto? Ah, está aquí, vale. Y lo de Chaundi igual.
It's amazing looking back on how I used to be. Constantly baked out of my mind, always looking for the next party. You'd think after I got my own dating show, I would have been even more of a train wreck, but doing TV is hard work. Who has time to go smoke up when they have to be on set at 6 a.m.?
Eso yo alguna vez lo he pensado. Yo alguna vez pongo la radio. La única radio que pongo es Rock FM. Y el Pirata y su banda están desde las 5 de la mañana, desde las 6 de la mañana funcionando. ¿A qué hora se levanta esa gente? Mete que sea a las 6 de la mañana. Estás en Madrid. A menos que ibas al lado, te tienes que levantar a las 5 para asearte un poquito, comer algo y irte a la emisora. ¿Trabajar desde las 5 de la mañana todos los días? Joder, macho. Sí, esta marca el siguiente. Esto está aquí abajo, ¿no? Sí.
Ever since that night on Loren's plane, things haven't been the same. I used to be fun and carefree. Used to smile and laugh. Now I just want everyone to pay for what the syndicate did. Johnny didn't deserve to die like that. He was the toughest person I knew. And it's my fault. I should have gone back for him.
Lo que le pasó a Chondi era que era muy de fiesta, muy de no me importa nada. Hasta que murió Johnny y dijo, esto es culpa mía porque no estoy haciendo nada. Soy una completa inútil.
First we took out that asshole Philippe and then Kilbane for what he did to Johnny's funeral. Stag was just icing on the cake, really. I thought I'd be happy with revenge, but it was never the same. Even when the boss won the election and we moved to the White House, I couldn't stop thinking about what Johnny would say about it all.
Vale, lo malo de este tío que tiene 2 audios es una zona prohibida, pero bueno, nos apañaremos.
When I first signed on to head the Stag Initiative, I figured it would be a cushy job. After all, pitting a military organization against common street thugs seemed like a one-sided battle. The Saints changed that perspective quickly. Monica Hughes had no idea what she was sending me in.
Este no es un buen sitio en el que estar, ¿eh?
The leader of the Saints is insane. We expected them to tear through Steelport, but no one knew what they were really capable of. After they destroyed that aircraft carrier, Hughes should have approved the data list right then and there.
Vale, vamos a marcar el siguiente. Supongo que estará aquí arriba, ¿no? Pero
I'll never regret that night I had with Kia. She opened my eyes to things I'd only seen in Guam. What does she call it? Hell. No way to teach that in basic.
Hey guys, skip combat training?
esto revienta, colega. O sea, no me toca las narices porque no, ¿eh? Bueno, suficiente, venga, que tengo que recoger audios. Déjame tranquilo.
When the Vice King stopped being about protecting Sunnyville, I knew it was time to get out of the game. I was hoping that Benjamin could keep the city locked down, but years passed, and it ended up being the same old shit. Only this time, the victims were the people in Saints Row. I thought the Vice Kings was a cautionary tale that I learned something from.
Don't worry, everyone loses to me.
Gang, I could control it. Not make the same mistakes King did. I was so fucking naive.
Ahí. Déjame tranquilo, hombre. Vamos a marcar el tercero de Julius.
I knew early on what it was I let loose on Stillwater. Supply was reckless and uncaring. It left a wake of bodies pointing right back at us. I think more of the city was destroyed than saved in the end. Sure, the Saints were taken, but at what cost? I couldn't risk letting a sociopath run things, so I did what I had to do. Never thought the bastard would survive the explosion.
Ah, está ahí dentro. Está aquí el audio.
I don't regret much. You make your choices, you live with them. But if I could take anything back, it would be the way things ended up with Angela. It was all fun and games for her. She wanted to be just like Benjamin. I shouldn't have let her get in so deep.
I didn't think much of the boss when they first joined the crew. I thought there was no way they were gonna make it through being canonized, let alone be any help taking over Stillwater. Hell, they didn't even talk back then. But after that shit with the Vice Kings, I knew we found ourselves one hell of a set. There's nothing.
Nos habíamos hecho con material Sign del bueno. Ahí me falta una letra y cambia totalmente el significado de lo que dice.
First, we lost Lynn to the Rollers back in Stillwater. And then Julius tried blowing up the boss and the Saints fell apart. And after getting the crew back together, the Brotherhood had Carlos killed and... Aisha. Well, I lost her to the Ronin. And then fucking Philippe Loren tried taking me out, only to have Zinyak come in and snatch me from the Saints anyway. Like I said, shit's always Aisha's
¿Y el último?
It hit me really hard. I thought I'd made peace with it, but Zinyak's fucking simulated hell took its toll. You know, I know the whole point was that I'd never be able to save him, but that shit would never stop me from trying. The boss didn't show up to help. I don't know how much
Está diciendo que si el boss, si el jefe no hubiese llegado, no sé si hubiera mantenido acuerdo. Y aquí ponen los subtítulos si no hubiesen venido a ayudarme. El único que ha venido a ayudarte es este señor de aquí. Pero bueno, vale. Me ha ido así dorado. Hola. He cambiado ya no son las latitas. El equipo de los Saints no son las latas. Uy, este es el control. No, este no tiene armas. Es solo para pasearse. Vale, pues esos son todos los audios. Vamos a echar un vistacillo. Mapa. Todas las actividades, todos los objetivos, todas las tiendas, todos los objetos, todos los refugios. Ya está. Pues 100% de Steelport. Me quedan siendo 37.000. Vamos a pillar algunas mejoras más por gastar dinero. Puedo mejorar todavía armas. Es que esto no me interesa para nada. Mejoras de salud. Daño tengo armas pequeñas y explosivos. Y no me llega para todo, no me va a llegar. Armas pequeñas, me falta un poquito. Combate está todo, me falta munición. Ah, bueno, eso da igual. Es que ya tengo munición infinita para la inmensa mayoría de armas. Que me dé munición de refugio no sirve para nada. Esto no lo he pillado. Habilidades de banda, falta tiempo de reanimación, velocidad de reanimación, en fin. Bonificaciones están todas, esto está que me interesa. Dinero por PE, PE son puntos de experiencia, entonces no sirve de nada. Aquí realmente no se puede comprar nada, son cosas que te dan. Y actividades, pues son actividades que te dan, pues ya está. No, poder ya no puedo mejorar nada más, mejora me queda alguna. Y armas, pues se pueden mejorar todavía unas cuantas. Así que nada, pues el próximo vídeo, misiones de lealtad. Y siguiente vídeo, esta y las 3 finales, las 4 últimas misiones principales. Y ya terminamos la serie. Así que nada, nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo, penúltimo vídeo. Adiós.